class. Just getting myself started. A little chilly this morning out here. Alright, just taping down my papers so that it will be secured. Everybody having a good day? I hope so. Remember, today we are doing the electrical portion of our lake cabin. Let's try that. Okay, you know what? I got a second camera today. Let's try it out real quick. I'm gonna leave that one there. I don't know how well this one's gonna work out. Supposedly, it's a better camera. But from playing with it yesterday, I'd say no. I'll get it in place. I've got my wow helping me out today. Alright, let's see here. I don't care for its focusing issue. Come on. Yeah, I kind of like that better. Let's see how we do. Alright, so remember today we have this. So what we have to do is we need our second piece of paper for today. Hopefully everybody went and picked up their paper. Preferably you'll need tracing paper if you're determined to want to use your own supplies. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up a black line here in this corner first. Okay. Let's first prep the tape. That was funny too. Okay, so I'm going to start here in the bottom corner. Okay, put a piece of tape down. And then I'm going to go to the top corner, lining up my lines here. There we go. Another piece of tape. Okay, now I can go ahead and do the next corner. And then the last corner. And as you can see, I'm pushing down the paper so that way it flattens out. And I have a nice line of everything. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and re-sketch this. And unfortunately, notice my drawing's a little to the top of the paper too much. Alright. You gotta focus in there. There we go. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and grab my pencil. Come on. And I'm going to grab a straight line. Oops. So I'm using our ruler. So I don't need any measurements. I'm just going to trace the previous wall. I'm using a heavy pencil. Okay. Go ahead and pull that one out all the way up to where it's supposed to be. There we go. Now I'm going to go across the top here. Now, a lot of drawings that are very basic drawings, you can actually have your electrical on the floor plan. When I did my remodel of my other house I lived in, I didn't turn in a separate electrical plan page. Because it was just a simple, really what it was just a basement remodel that I had to show because we were adding a bedroom and a bathroom to our basement in this old 1900s home in downtown Ogden. And so I had actually, so I had a floor plan, and then I had a plumbing plan that was on a separate paper, and then I had the electrical happened to be on the floor plan, but I think I ended up drawing a second page just to help my clarification. And then I also had a utility one that denoted routing of the various plumbing. That was in the plumbing one. Oh, in my plumbing one, I had my air conditioning ducting laid out in that one. All right, so there we go. Real basic. You can see the kitchen underlay. Okay, I still have to draw the closet because those are walls. So I'm going to draw those in. Okay. There we go. Okay, so those are all laid in. So let's go ahead and take a peek. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hard pencil out. Now, this is where you want to have a really sharp pencil for this part, because you have to make some really small writing. Okay, so the first thing we got to talk about is let's just work through a plan and place the switches, okay, and lights. We're not going to draw the wiring yet. We're just going to place where things are. Now, once again, what are the different symbols? Now, we learned about this, but let's go over it again. A switch is a $sign, okay? An outlet is a circle with 2 lines, okay? And then there's another one. There's an outlet. There's also a 3-way switch, okay? And you put a little 3 under there. A 3-way switch works as, say, you turn on the light switch here at the entryway. Oh, let me tip you down here. At the entryway. And now you're heading over to the kitchen and you want to turn this light off. So instead of walking back here, you have a switch, say, right here. Okay, that will turn this off. Or if you come in this way and you want to turn on those lights, but as you leave the house this way, you want to turn it off here. That's what's known as a 3-way switch. It's turned off in 2 different spots. Okay, so a 3-way switch is a switch symbol with a 3 next to it. Okay, regular switch, and then we have an outlet. Okay, now the other one is a GFI, ground fault interruption. Okay, and that is just a normal outlet symbol with GFI written next to it. Okay, the GFI outlets, if you have a modern house, or not even that, but if you go into your bathroom or near your kitchen, you will generally see an outlet that will have the little slots for your plugs. Okay. And then it'll have usually a little light on one side, and then it'll have 2 buttons. Okay, one will say test and one will say reset. And I actually have one right here in my garage. So let me show you what that is. So we're going on a field trip. Hopefully you have your permission slip. Right. So right there, I can't unplug those because that's my internet. But you can see we have the little light, which is right here. We have a test button and a reset button. So what happens is if water or a device that would fault out, so the proverbial blow dryer into the bathtub, that would turn the circuit off, and that's a ground fault interruption. So it stops electricity flowing. Those are mandatory in kitchens and bathrooms. Okay, that's by code. Okay. Other thing that you have to have by code is an outlet on every wall. And then there's a code for how far apart every outlet has to be in larger rooms. Okay. This being a lake cabin, we're not going to follow that one per se, but we are going to think about where we want everything in regards to our space management. So the first thing is over here on our porch, there would be a light. Okay, and now this is going to be a recessed light, so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these symbols. Just set that right there. And then another one, because I know these are things that we're going to put in the house. A recessed light, okay, could be simple as this. Okay, a wall light, wall sconce, would be simple as that. Okay, so these are lights. Okay, and the other one you would probably see is a circle. Is that? What do you think that one is? That's your fan. Okay. I'm trying to remember. There's the light, and then there's usually ones that will have this, and then it will have a F next to it. Some of them will even say it. Some of them will have a little symbol like this. Okay, those are called fart fans. Those are ventilations. So, okay, so we have to be aware of those. And as more symbols come to my mind as we draw them, I'll let you know. Okay, so the next thing we're going to draw, let's say here, we're going to have a wall light by the door. So a circle. And I'm just freehanding these, okay? And I want, because the lake's over here, and we're going to be able to sit on the deck and see it, and most likely this will end up being a screen porch, I want to put a ceiling fan out here. They do sell outdoor fans. Okay. Okay, and now we have to have a switch to control that. So if I were to imagine, here's the window, if I was sitting out on the porch, what would I have? I'd probably have, and the steps are coming up this way, actually, they were over here, wasn't it? And so where would I have this switch? Well, this switch would be inside. Okay, so I'm going to draw my line, and then my dollar symbol, or an S. Okay. The fan, well, I want that on a separate one, and most likely I want it outside, so I don't have to reach inside to hit it. So I don't want it near this light, because I don't want it to be confused with that. And most likely I'd have a couch here, you know. So I'm going to say that fan switch would be here. Okay. And then what else do we have? Well, we're going to have some lighting in the main section, so we're going to have some recessed lighting. So I'm going to place those out. So I'm going to put a circle there. And then one here. Okay, and I'm going to have a switch there, okay, to control those. And then I'm going to add a decorative lighting, so another one. And this one's going to be a three-way switch, dimmable. So I'm going to put a D next to it, because it's going to be a dimming switch. Okay, so this one is I want to have a wall sconce light here. and here, and then on inside the windows and by each fireplace. Okay, so there's that. So the bedrooms, let's go ahead and put a ceiling fan in each of these. Wow, that was horrible. I can't draw from that direction. Okay, and then one up here. Okay, and we want switches to turn those on, so they're going to be right by the door. Okay. These wall accent lights, that's our window there. I'm going to put one right here. Two. Those are going to be single, but these is a three-way light, and I'm going to put them right here. My line, my S, and then the 3 next to it. Okay, and then I'm going to put in our house, our lake cabin, the power supply box is right here. So this is where all the electricity comes in. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna have, I want to put 2 lights here, and then I'm gonna space out 3 lights here. Okay, and I'm drawing them recessed with a cross in between them. Okay, this one's gonna be a light. So we're gonna have a switch in here, and we're gonna have a light. And this one I'm gonna do a little differently. I'm gonna draw a box, but the lines in it with a little F for the fart fan, okay? And then in here we also need our kitchen lights. So I need a switch there. So we have those. And I want those to be dimmable, so I'm gonna put a D on that. And then our kitchen lights, I'm gonna also make recessed. And I like my kitchens bright. So I'm gonna put a lot of lights in there. Okay, and so that would be another switch to turn on those. Okay, we want a back porch light, and we want that on a switch. Okay, where else would we want some lighting? Well, I think I would want because the driveway's out here, I think I would want another light over here on the side of the house where the driveway is. Okay, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and talk about some other things. Our electrical stove will need an outlet, so let's put that in there. Now this is a 220, so it means more voltage because it's an oven. You would draw it with, I can't do it very well. It's actually supposed to have 3 lines in it for higher voltage. Okay, so I'm gonna draw 3 lines and then my circle. Okay, now I have a garbage disposal, so I'll need a switch under the sink. That's just a common one, so it's 2 lines. Remember, you need a sharp pencil. My pencil's already dulling, so I'll sharpen it again. That's really dull. All right. Wish I just had it zoom. Oh well. Okay, so our garbage disposal up here has an outlet, but it also has to have a switch to turn it on and off. Okay. I want, so we have a switch for that. There we go. We have the switch there. We need an outlet for the refrigerator. The refrigerator is not GFI. That's probably the only outlet in the kitchen, other than the stove, that's not a GFI outlet. Okay, now let's go ahead and start drawing our GFIs. So, let's see, I'm gonna want 2 outlets right here. Okay, and then I'm probably gonna want 2 outlets over here. Now I'm not talking about 2 outlets meaning top and then bottom. That's considered 1 outlet. I'm talking about 2. That would be called 2 gang or a 2 gang box. Okay, so. And the reason I have them here is because that would probably be a good spot to charge phones. This would be a good spot for blenders and toasters. Okay, it's over here. And then I'm going to also put them down here. Now remember, this is a tall cabinet, but I think I'm going to put an outlet here. Okay, because this is a good spot for a computer. It's off at the end of the island. And then I'm going to also put one here at the end of this island. Okay, we're going to need an outlet in the bathroom. Okay, we're going to need outlets in the bedroom. So we come in here, we're going to need an outlet here. And we're just centering them in the wall. Okay, now what about the closet? Well, I'm not going to put it here because that'll be too complicated. So I'm going to put it off to the side here. Okay, so this one would be here. And then again. Now another thing is you don't want outlets under the windows. Okay, so we got all our outlets. Let's go ahead and I want an outlet outside too. Okay, so, and then I'm going to put one out here too. I'm going to put it right by the service panel. Okay, so our GFI. So I'm going to write it right here next to this one, because that's the first one. A GFI is really cool because I will put a GFI here, and then these will be normal outlets, but they're all protected under the one GFI. Okay, GFI. Now these are all capital letters. Okay, here's our other GFI. Okay, our outside has to be GFI. Okay, and then we have one over here. Okay. So now let's connect them. You actually have to connect them. You can't just leave it like this. So this switch went here. Now when we draw for electrical, what we're going to do is say here's our switch, and here's one light, another light, another light, and another light. What you would do is you're going to not just draw straight lines. Okay? And drafting, those mean object lines, and it'll be more complicated, okay? So what you want to do when it comes to electrical is, so here's our switch, and then our 4 lights. Is you're going to create arches. So I'm going to go to this one, so I'm going to create a little arch this way, an arch that way, an arch that way, an arch that way. Now I don't have to come back because that's electricity just ends at that light. So I turn that switch on, those 4 lights turn on. Okay, so there we go. So that's how you would draw the wiring for a house. You don't draw it with straight lines, you draw it with arches. Now they gotta be somewhat contained because as you can see, we're gonna have a lot here and we wanna make sense, okay? So, and I think what I'm going to do is also make these sconces dimmable. So I'm going to put a D there. All right, so this one goes to here. Oh, let me get you on view, sorry. So this first switch is for this porch light. So I'm just going to go like that. Okay. This one is a 3-way switch between this one and these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line and I'm going to go to here, and then here, and then here. Okay, and then what? Well, I'm going to go here. Okay, now here's some interesting things. I can do some different things. I can go this way, and then this way, and then this way. But because I have my switch way over here, I want to end here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to go like this. Okay, and then I got this one, so I'm going to come way over here. So then, when an electrician sees, it's like, oh, okay, I'm putting in 9 recessed lights, and I have 2 switches. Oh, it has a D. That means it's a dimmable switch, and these have to be dimmable light styles. Okay? So let's go ahead and do the next one, which is these wall sconces. Okay? And so we have 2 here, and we have 3 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come this way. Okay? And then what we're going to do... Now, this is personal preference. I don't know if there's any rules to it, but when it comes to crossing, I stop. Make a little jump with my line, and then finish, okay? There's that one, and that one, okay? So that hits all of those. So now we have this dimmable switch, which is for these outlets, or these, sorry, lights. So I'm gonna come down to this one. And you can see I'm alternating my arches to help, okay? This outlet, well, let's finish our lights. So this one is now this switch, okay? So it hits those. This one is for outside, okay? Now it doesn't mean that the electricity is going through the bathtub. Oh, sorry, you're out of view. It doesn't mean when I drew this line and up here, it doesn't mean that I'm going through the bathtub, okay? It just happens to go that direction. This switch goes to this one, okay? This switch goes to that fan. And then, see, that's not really a good arch, my bad. There we go, okay? So now on into our kitchen. So we have this one for the garbage disposal, so we'll come into there, okay? And then we have our GFIs, so I'm gonna go boop, and then this, like that, okay? And then I'm gonna come down to this one, not this one, okay? And then it's gonna then go, stop, bounce, over, okay? So we almost have everything. What do we have left? Well, we forgot this light, so I'm gonna connect that one, okay? And then we have this fan over here, okay? Now, the last thing you have to do is you have to show your lines for your outlets. I've got some of them going. Okay, this one's going to go straight back to the box. Okay, this one's going back to the box. Okay, this one is also coming straight to the back of the box. I'm just going to join it in. Okay, and we don't have to do that too much because that's kind of relatively known. Okay, these outlets, it's going to go from here to here, to there, there. Okay, and then this outlet, because what will happen is this will now go to a different breaker, so this one's going to come back to the box there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing here. This one's going to start, and it's going to go back to the breaker, jump, jump. Okay, and then that's going to go there, there, and there. Okay. And, oh, you know what we don't have? We don't have any outlets in this room. So let's go ahead and put one here, here, here. Let's put one right on the inside, here. Let's put one here. And what I'm thinking of is, okay, if I have to vacuum, where am I going to plug in? And then we're going to put one here. I think that's where we're going to stop. I think that's good. All right, so the same thing. I'm going to go, okay, well, I got this one. I'm going to go like this, jump. Once again, this is not because electricity is going outside. Okay. It just shows that these outlets are all connected. Okay. And then we have this one, this GFI. We got to tell it to come back home, so it's not connected to anything. So I'm just going to draw a line all the way around like that. Okay. There we go. Oh, and then this GFI. Okay, so because what will happen is in the power box, it will have circuits for all of these. Okay, so this way, this is set up for a circuit, these are set up for circuits, and so on. Okay, so there we go, there's our wiring for our lake cabin. Oops. So if you have any other questions or concerns about this, please grab me on Google Hangouts or through email or Google Classroom, but easily is Google Hangout. I'll answer faster there. Remember May 8th is when everything is due. I can't put in more work after that because I want to get all the grades marked so that way you can determine, sorry, I'm putting all my stuff away, determine what, not me, you to determine what you want to do for your grades. A pass, fail, incomplete. Most of you guys in my classes should be able to get a letter grade. I have not seen 10 students. I went through everything. I tried emails, 10 students I have not seen out of all my classes. This is pretty, to be honest, that's pretty good. Out of those 10, 7 of them are ones I've never seen at all. So yeah, I think we're doing all right. So yeah, if you got any questions, please ask me. Let me know. Did that webcam work better than the previous? I don't know if I liked it as much. So, all right. I will see you guys on Thursday for our last class and for the year. So, thank you so much for joining me.